I want to talk about some software to help you in your studies. The first piece of software that I want to speak of is Audacity. Audacity is a huge tool. It has a big forum for you to investigate the tools, to investigate the plugins and any type of analysis tools. A lot of universities, some universities can actually use it. It's a free piece of software that their students can use to investigate audio engineering and things happening in it. And also tools like Sonic Visualizer actually have different types of plugins that'll actually work inside of Audacity to analyze audio. And it's a huge tool worth investigating, and the forums and the whole thing that's revolving around that piece of free software is worth looking into for your investigations. The next piece of software that I want to talk about is a piece of software that's called Zoomit. This piece of software, all these softwares are free, and I suggest you download it and take a look at it. It's really cool for doing outlining things, for when you're taking screenshots or videos, when you're trying to send somebody something that you don't understand and you're trying to show them what's going on. It's a really cool tool. And the other tool is the snippet tool. This tool is really cool because you can really take little snips of whatever piece of, what's ever going on your screen or in a process, and it does some really cool things to help you, be able to, show what is going on, so you can get some real direct questions about, problems you're having that you may not understand well enough to word well enough for someone to understand. And the other tool I want to talk about is this piece of the video hardware I'm using, or software I'm using right now, is Screencast-O-Matic, and it's free. Big thumbs up to those guys, and it does a really good job. And along with this, I'm using this piece of software called Voicemeeter, and this piece of software actually can run virtual other DAWs into it. It's basically a hardware and software connector, so you can connect different pieces of hardware and software together for recording and or for video or for streaming. So it's another huge tool to help you. There's a basic version and there's a more elaborate version, and it's donationware, and it's a really cool piece of software to help you. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is basically MuseScore. MuseScore is really cool to help you write music. The forums involved in it, everything revolving around it, there you can get some great information from them and helping you write and helping you form your compositions. And the software is free, and there's some really cool people working with it, and it's a really cool tool to help to help you get in the door in your composition while you're trying to afford something that's more elaborate. And it's a really cool tool. The next tool would be Media Info, and now this is a free piece of software, and there's lots of different ones, but this one is really good for inspecting your piece of audio, your WAV file or MP3 or whatever you're working with, whatever format you might be working with, to really see what's happening with that, what's inside of that WAV file in the formatting, and when you get it or when you send it out, what all is inside there, to really investigate what is happening in it and what's inside of that WAV file. So that's another really cool tool. A converter, this is FreeAC Audio Converter, and just for encoding or converting an audio file to something that for some reason you want to convert it to something else or a different bit rate or something, that it's a really cool free tool to investigate what's happening there and to do some of that is free and there for you to use. Another tool is Winamp. Winamp you should look into and take a look at. It's a free tool for music. Another tool is the Hex Editor Neo. Now this is an actual hex editor that when you put a WAV file in here, you can actually see the actual binary information and the actual structure of the formatting, so you can really look at the formatting, the structure, and the binary information, and you can manipulate all of it in the hex editor. This is a free version of it, but you can buy the paid version also, and it's a really cool tool for manipulating audio, for you to investigate what's going on at the lowest end form of the binary information and formatting inside of your piece of audio or any piece of audio that you get. So that's another really cool tool. Spear is another cool tool, because with Spear you can actually look at the audio in a totally different way, as with separate sinusoids, and do some manipulation with it. And it's a really cool investigation tool for you to investigate and look at sound in a different way. So that's another one. And Sonic Visualizer. Sonic Visualizer is a huge tool for analyzing audio. It's got all kinds of analysis tools in it, and it's got all kinds of effects in it, and a whole lot of its effects and analysis tools can be used in Audacity also. And it's just for analysis, it's not for editing. So that's another huge tool to use for analysis. And it can also analyze the music, the actual musical structure as it pertains to the audio file that you're seeing, which is really cool. Harmonic Visualizer is another one that it was basically made to visualize the harmonic content of that WAV file. And it's got another window that you can go to actually look at the actual manipulate the harmonic content in that WAV file for investigating it and really understanding what's happening with it, which is another really cool tool. Polyphone. Polyphone's another really cool one, because when you have a sampler or sampler, any type of sampler keyboard, and it's got a sound set with it, so that when you're playing the flutes or whatever, this piece of software is what they use to build those. And so investigating this piece of software and how those are put together can really help you understand how your patches are put together in your sampler. And it can really help you understand a lot better what's happening and what you're dealing with when you're using a patch, or want to understand what a patch is on your sampler. And that's another cool tool. Another cool tool is eSynth. And eSynth is really cool because you can either put a WAV file in here, or you can create harmonic content. These are different separate sinusoids, which you can see here like this, or you can see them like this going across here. And you can actually manipulate the phase to actually understand what's going on in the phase, and adjust the volume levels of them, so you can bring them down and up on each one of them however you want to manipulate it, and actually see it from a whole different perspective, which is a really cool tool. And you can actually put pieces of audio in here and take small sections and analyze the harmonic content in a couple different ways. It won't analyze vibrato and modulations, but the actual harmonic content will let you check out. So it's another really huge tool to understand what's going on in the audio. And another tool is Spectrum Lab. Spectrum Lab is really cool because it has an actual arbitrary waveform generator in there that you can actually put mathematical formulas in to build different complex waveforms and analyze. And you can use some of the other software that we're looking at to actually analyze what you've done by creating some complex waveform. If you look at a symphony, if you look at it on an oscilloscope, it's a complex waveform, that it's a sinusoid that's been distorted so that it can be interpreted with binary information as a symphony. So you can actually almost create a symphony out of an arbitrary waveform. So that's a really deep concept, which you probably won't be able to make it exactly, but that's the whole concept, that you can actually mess around with that to understand the complex waveform, and that what is going on and how and what all you can do with it. And it does a lot of analysis also of the audio, which is a really cool tool. The next tool I want to talk about is Pratt. Pratt is for vocal analysis, but it's another free tool to help you analyze audio. Once you understand your way around it a little bit and understand what's going on, you can manipulate the audio and you can analyze the audio with this piece of software, which is really cool. Verse Perfect is another one. It's a free piece of software for helping you write lyrics for audio or poems or whatever. That it may open the door for you to go, wow, this is really cool, and dig around a little bit more in some book writing software or other types of software that are related to that with the same kind of functionalities. And it's kind of a cool tool to mess around with when you get stuck somewhere, or just to play with to better your understanding of some type of way of structures. Does that make sense? And another tool is Zin Add Subtract FX. Now, this is an additive subtractive FX and a pad synth. And you can basically, it's got some basic parameters, and you can actually edit each instrument because you can have one of these in each one of the patches you're making. You can edit most of the parameters, vibrato, modulations, all kinds of things going on with any type of sound. The voice parameters for each sinusoid or complex waveform you're working on, and you can get all the way down to the harmonic content and the actual harmonics that are forming the sound, which is a huge tool that's free for you to really analyze what's happening with a sound. So with all this other software, that you've got another tool that you can make wave files of or whatever to put in there to analyze more, or to build from here to have a lot better understanding of things that are happening with your actual audio and things like that. And also, if you go to, let's see, also that another cool tool is if you go to, there's a site that's called, let's see if I can find it here real quick, and I apologize that I didn't have it out, for doing audio analysis and analyzing software or analyzing harmonic content and timbres and anything like that. And this site is really cool for being able to look at overtones. This site right here, and you can see the website, that this site's set up to analyze harmonic content. So you can really understand harmonics, non-harmonics, anything like that going on in your audio for, studying the harmonic content and what all is going inside of the piece of audio. If you follow this guy's site back to the beginning of where his main page is, that his main page and his search engine, you've got his private search engine. This is his audio search engine here. And this right here is a library of all the investigations this guy has done into audio engineering and things related to it. And so you can make a note of that site. And as you're studying audio, that this is an invaluable site. His son, he has died, and his son is taking care of his site to preserve what his dad was trying to do. And he's a really cool guy that's been really taking care of it. So, I really suggest you investigate it. This is the basic site here. And it's a really cool tool. I mean, it's an invaluable tool that can really answer a lot of questions about what you're looking for and questions you might have. And it's another invaluable tool that's free. And you can spend a lot less time digging around on the internet for answers that you want by looking around on here. So I hope that helped a lot, and that gave you some direction to where that all those tools were free to help you investigate audio engineering and to help you along your path. So I hope I made that real simple and that it was fairly clear, and that you can see that, none of those tools cost anything, and they can really help you to understand the things you want to understand about audio engineering, about things related to them, and to help you along your journey to becoming, whatever you're wanting to be that's related to music and audio engineering. So I hope that was very helpful and very understandable and very simple to understand. Peace, hope, love. Have a nice day.